I need to share a story, and it's really directly why I started this Clubhouse Clinic deal. Is that I realize how hard it is to get information communicated to you from the healthcare industry. I realize how many barriers there are with all the jargon we use and how scary the whole process can be when you don't have somebody relaying things to you as a human. Um, I found myself in a position last New Year's Eve 2024, going into 2025. A friend of our family's had apparently the best OBGYN ever because they, in their examination, they found a nodule on her thyroid. Now, not all nodules are terrible. So what you got to do next is what she ended up doing was she followed up and got the nodule biopsied. Just a needle biopsy. You take some sample of the tissue from the thyroid and from the nodule, and you compare it and find out what that tissue is. And of course, one of the big things on the table is cancer. So as soon as you find a lump somewhere, I think anybody and everybody is going to be concerned, is this cancer? As she was. So she did what she needed to do after being wonderfully evaluated by her OBGYN and then referred appropriately to an endocrinologist. And so they did the needle biopsy, and then all she had to do was wait for her results. But of course, the anxiety was there already. But it was around the holidays, and so we all, have now access to these patient portals. Everybody tries to do them, even like urgent cares and stuff. They try to get patients to sign up for these patient portals. And I think that's great. I mean, it's transparency information. It's great until you get results that haven't been filtered by a doctor, like even seen by a physician or a nurse practitioner or a PA or whomever. Whoever ordered the test should see these results so they know what you know. That way they can help you understand the results and also understand the plan. But unfortunately, these patient portals tend to just pipe up the results with all the red flag numbers and all these things. Things are high and low, and they might not even be all that bad. But since you don't know, you just get your results on the internet if the doctor's office isn't open, which is really reasonably all the time because they have normal business hours and stuff. So unfortunately, she got her needle biopsy results published to her patient portal on New Year's Eve when the doctor's office was closed, and the next day it was going to be closed, and I think it even fell near a weekend, so it was going to be several days before anybody could tell her what the results were. But there were lots of gigantic words and unfamiliar words and things that actually looked bad to her, and so of course this instills anxiety. She reached out to me. She sent me her results and even said, please don't tell me this is cancer, basically. At least I know that's how she felt. But unfortunately, that would have not been true because the results were interpreting a fairly aggressive form of thyroid cancer. But nobody was going to tell her. She had nobody to... All she had was the anxiety, and nobody to actually tell her the truth, and also to let her know what is the typical path when you find out you have thyroid cancer. Because I think most normal people would hear cancer and think, I need to go to the emergency room or something. Anyway, not going down that path. But yeah, I called her from a parking lot because I was at an appointment for my wife, and I just went to the parking lot. It was the only private place to talk. Luckily, the weather was decent in Ohio, and relayed the news. And I had no hesitancy to do it because she deserved to know. Because it's not about me. It's never about me. That's something that somebody needs to know about themselves. So I related as gently, but as directly as I could, so there was no misunderstanding. So basically, I was doing everything but straight up diagnosing her and giving her a treatment plan. I could tell her what she could expect, what the outcomes were and everything like that. And I knew, honestly, it was just that type of cancer. They were going to remove her thyroid. That's what you do. and follow it up likely with, the rest of it was just up to the physician, but, because I can never predict what different practices are going to do specifically, I can definitely hit some good generalities. So, anyway, it was a tough phone call. Lots of tears and appropriate emotions and everything. And yeah, it was scary for me too, because this is a family friend. And you never really can predict how things are going to go. You just can kind of predict what the treatment path will be and what the best course of action is for separate things. And I'm no cancer expert. I know a lot more than the average bear, but I'm not going to claim to be an oncology specialist or an endocrinology specialist. I know enough to play in the same sandbox really, really well, but I'm not going to pretend like I'm somebody who's going to take a lead on that type of care. But it was a crushing phone call. And then, after that, it was like, of course there's other treatments, and then they're piping in more results and more things from ultrasounds and from surgery and all these other notes, and they're all coming in, and none of it is really in the English language, yet they're just sending it off to this poor woman. And I was more than happy. I was honored to be able to interpret that for her and help translate it. And that's where I really, that amongst, neighbors, friends, everybody throughout my life, and other nurses, nurse practitioners, PAs, physicians, etc. will all, I'm sure we could all tell the tale, or at least agree that, people who aren't in the healthcare industry ask us lots of questions, and it's okay, because I get it. We all should get it. It's confusing. It's difficult to navigate. The language isn't English. It's mainly Latin and Greek. We even work in the metric system, which really I think the U.S. should. But anyway, that's a totally different thing. But I just want to say I want to tell this story. I'm not giving a lot of information because I respect this person very much, and I respect their family, and I respect their privacy very much. But I want to say that two things. One, that's why I decided to start this. I want to help. I want to help people understanding what's going on. I want to help educate, build that bridge, bring us all together, because most healthcare workers and clinicians I know and work with feel the same way I do. I think I have a talent for communicating it, and that is a separate talent. And since I'm a good communicator, why not just take up the reins? And that's what Clubhouse Clinic is. I want to help fill in those gaps, because there are lots of gaps, and that's why I'm here. It might not always be the swiftest channel, because for right now it's just little old me. But the other thing is I want to say is, especially if this story hits for you personally, I want to say that I received one of my favorite gifts. I get a little teary. It's a puzzle. I do puzzles all the time. I just completed a Lego puzzle that I just did. I got that for Christmas, but this puzzle I haven't even opened yet, and it's from that woman, because she survived, and that's what it's about. So she's doing well. I've helped her understand things along the way, and she wrote a very special note that I will not share with you, and it means a lot to me, because that's why I'm in this. It's not just to toss out drugs or anything like that. It's to give hope and to help people understand. So, long video, but I'm here for y'all whenever I can. Might not be frequent yet, but I love what I do.